Hello there, and welcome to the show. And today I'm going to be talking about the Marvel and DC films that we've got coming out in 2026. Let's talk about them. The first superhero film we've got coming out in 2026 is Supergirl. The premise of this film: Supergirl celebrates her 21st birthday by traveling across the galaxy with her dog Crypto, and she meets someone encountering a tragedy leading her on a quest for revenge. James Gunn's Superman film, I thought it was a fine film. If I was to grade it on a scale of 1 to 10, it would be a 6, 6.5. Supergirl's cameo in that film I thought was interesting. Definitely not what I expected, but this is going to be a different take on Supergirl, so I'm interested to see how it's presented. The direction James Gunn's taking the DC universe I am on board for, so we'll just wait to see how this film plays out. However, I will say this: I am very excited to see Jason Momoa as Lobo in this film. He's confirmed to be playing Lobo. He'll have a cameo appearance in Supergirl, and I am very excited for that. I thought Jason Momoa was great as Aquaman, and to me, he is the perfect choice to play Lobo. So I can't wait for that. Up next, on July 31st, we've got Spider-Man: Brand New Day. This will be Tom Holland's fourth Spider-Man film, and the premise of this film: Peter Parker tries to focus on college and leave Spider-Man behind, but when a new threat endangers his friends, he must break his promise and become Spider-Man again, teaming up with an unexpected ally to protect those he loves. I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies. I loved Homecoming, I loved Far From Home, and I especially loved No Way Home. Those are three great films in my opinion. No Way Home especially is phenomenal, and I am very excited for this. And there will be a lot riding on this film for Marvel, being that their three films in 2025 all performed poorly at the box office. Spider-Man, in my opinion, is gonna make money because he is one of the most famous characters of all time. I think this is gonna be the box office hit that Marvel desperately needs. This film is also gonna feature Punisher, Hulk, Scorpion, and Daredevil. One thing I am just confused by is the fact that they aren't incorporating the Venom symbiote in this film. I don't know if they're gonna save that for a later film or if that's gonna be a twist halfway through this movie. I know this is probably never gonna happen, but I really hope one day we get an R-rated Spider-Man film focusing on the alien symbiote storyline. That is a great storyline. To me, the alien suit storyline was presented phenomenally in The Spectacular Spider-Man. 10 out of 10, perfect storytelling. I think an R-rated version of that with this Spider-Man after the entire world forgot about him, that would be a great storyline to explore. So I do hope we get that someday, but I am very excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Up next, on September 11th, and I have to admit, when I saw that this movie was coming out next year, I was genuinely surprised. Clayface. We are getting a Clayface movie in 2026 as the third film in the DC universe. When I first heard this, I was like, why? Have we learned nothing from the failure of the Sony Spider-Man universe? Have we learned nothing? Premise of this film: a shape-shifting creature made of magical clay haunts Gotham City, alternating between a villain and an ally of Batman. This movie's been described as a Hollywood horror story, and it'll follow the original Clayface, a B-movie actor who uses magical clay to remain relevant. But over time, the clay consumes him and he becomes Clayface. I like Clayface. Clayface is a very good villain, and his presentation in Batman the Animated Series, Batman Arkham City, even in the Harley Quinn Animated Series, Clayface's presentation has been pretty enjoyable. However, having an entire feature film, especially the third film in the DC universe, dedicated to Clayface is just a bizarre decision in my opinion. Honestly, this to me feels like a waste. They could do something else. However, one thing I will mention, this movie reportedly only has a budget of $40 million, which to me is a great thing. Superhero films definitely don't have the audience they used to anymore, being that all 4 superhero films released in 2025 tanked at the box office. With a budget of $40 million, Clayface could theoretically make a decent profit at the box office, which is addressing one of the major problems with superhero films, is that they've become way too expensive. There's no reason every superhero film needs to be $200 or more million. There is no reason for that. I'm hoping that with this $40 million budget, it has an effect on the overall superhero genre, bringing budgets down, because movies have become way too expensive and they're not bringing in the box office that they used to anymore. I can't say I'm excited about a Clayface movie, but I'm interested to see what this does. And finally, the final superhero film being released in 2026 on December 18th, Avengers Doomsday. This movie will follow the Avengers, the new Avengers, the Wakandans, the Fantastic Four, and the original X-Men from the 2000s as they team up to face Doctor Doom, portrayed by Robert Downey Jr. I made an entire video talking about Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Doctor Doom, and I mentioned it was nothing but desperation on Marvel's part, and that's basically what Doomsday feels like. It feels like desperation. There are 27 confirmed characters in this movie: M'Baku, New Falcon, Yelena, Sam Wilson's Captain America, Red Guardian, Ghost, Shuri, Beast, Namor, Mystique, John Walker, Ant-Man, Nightcrawler, Winter Soldier, The Thing, Mr. Fantastic, The Human Torch, Shang-Chi, Gambit, Cyclops, Sue Storm, Magneto, Charles Xavier, Thor, Loki, Doctor Doom, and Sentry. And characters that are rumored to be in this movie but not confirmed: Hawkeye, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Peggy Carter, Wong, Atuma, Chris Evans, and Deadpool. Marvel is really bringing out everything to throw into Doomsday to try and make this a box office success on the same level of Infinity War or Endgame. However, there is no setup. Fantastic Four First Steps was a very good film in my opinion. However, the only setup it had for Doomsday was literally the post-credit scene. That is it. Saying that this is going to be an uphill battle is an understatement. I will say this though, Chris Evans returning to the MCU, what I would do, being that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom, I would have Chris Evans be his right-hand man as Captain Hydra, and I would have Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. as Captain Hydra and Doctor Doom be the 2 main antagonists of this film and Secret Wars. I'm interested to see what they do with this film. I'm more interested than excited when it comes to Doomsday. And those are the 4 superhero films slated for release in 2026. And that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram at Saeed_2000, and I will see you on the next video. Till then, take care.